right. Well,
We're in New Jersey.
We are in Jersey. I know.
Gosh.
We have left the great city of New York, and what a trip it has been.
And now we're in the dredges of its sewers.
the dredges of New Jersey. What a trip. This has been amazing. I'm so happy we did this trip. This has been just awesome. I have so many thoughts about
I-95 South, New Jersey Turnpike exit toward US 46, Newark.
Okay. So many thoughts about this. First, so you noticed my latest pictures, the last thing I had to do was do some little personal family history and go to the two places where David and Bertha Klein and the rest of their family lived. Around the time that David Klein had filled out his application of intention of naturalization and then his actual application of naturalization. One, his intention one was in 1935, the other one was in 1937, and he had moved in between that time, and he happened to move just like a couple of blocks away, so I was able to just walk over to there. So I was able to do that, and that was just really cool for me to see that just a tiny bit of family history, just this is where they were at.
And most importantly, we learned not to take a car into the Bronx.
And Jeremy found out that having a car in the Bronx is a really bad thing, because he he hated it.
Nothing makes sense.
He says the Bronx is horrible when it comes to driving for cars. It's like really bad for cars. So he has a little bit of that. But anyway, overall, impressions of the city. Wow. I'd say like everywhere we went, it was like we had great customer service everywhere.
That's true.
Just
from nice people in New York.
Nice people. They were helpful. Anywhere we went, they were helpful. From bus driver told us, no, you're on the wrong bus. You gotta get on the right bus. To even like some people waiting for the bus says, oh yeah, this is not the right bus. You gotta get on the other bus. To people explaining which subway to get on, or everyone from like Sargent's Deli, they were great in there, great customer service too, all the way up top of the world, on One World Observatory, foo-foo service, a restaurant up there, the Met, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, folks, at the Cloisters, they treat us like kings because they saw we had canes. Yes, I used a cane on this trip because it's a lot of walking. Both Jeremy and I did.
Lanes to take the I-95 South, New Jersey Turnpike exit toward US 46, Newark.
Okay. But we both had to use canes because just it's a lot of walking. It's a ton of walking, and it just helped me to be able to steady and to walk better with it. And so them seeing us with canes,
use the right 2 lanes to take the I-95 South exit.
Okay, all right, GPS lady. But the moment they saw that we had canes, they were like, oh, hey, we will take you up in our van to the front here. And they were just absolutely wonderful. They treat us so well at the Met. They did.
Continue on I-95 South for 2 miles.
Ron, the tour guide for our Harlem tour, was awesome. The guy was great. He did such a good job explaining Harlem's history and the great people who made Harlem what it was.
Yep. And how it was made.
The
Great migrations.
The great migrations into there. He knew his stuff, and I would have to disagree with the guy who walked past us when we were standing around the Apollo Theater and says, don't believe a word he says. So
Yeah. A lot of that stuff we knew anyways. So.
I knew this stuff, but I was like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, well, dude, I know my stuff. So, yeah.
Alan Fitzgerald got to start at the Apollo. I know that.
Yeah, we knew that. So it's like, he's telling the truth. other thoughts of the city, like, okay, like I said, so customer service, like, top notch. I mean, everywhere we went, like I said, all the restaurants, Vasilka, which is a Ukrainian restaurant in the Lower East Side. We went to there, good customer service.
Also, the Greasy Spoon we went to is good, too.
Which one? Well, we went to, like I said, this right, there was the Court Square Diner. Court Square Diner, man. Awesome, home-cooked. The thing is like, and I'll talk about some of those things, but I just want to talk about customer service right now, and we'll go to the food part, because, my gosh, there's that. But, yeah, customer service all around, just top-notch. People were nice. And the thing is, like, even walking...
You gotta hit the car.
Well, in the Bronx, okay, there was an idiot that, unfortunately, Jeremy encountered.
Yeah, I had to make a left, so I thought. And the car, there's a lot of double parking in New York, but you usually get your blinkers on. The guy didn't have his blinkers on, so I didn't know if there was just a backup or something. I get a honk, I get someone rolling down his window shouting at me, and pap up against the hood of my car. I'm like,
thanks, man.
If I processed things a little quicker, I'd probably yell at him, but...
yeah, so...
He
got an angry Bronx guy. Fun. There's always one in the mix. Other than that, I mean, everyone else that we've met have been pretty good, been nice folks.
Yeah, really nice folks.
From the volunteer lady at the 9/11 museum to...
She had her ear off, man.
She did. She chatted her... She chatted her ear off. But she was a sweetheart. And to the Empire State Building security guy that we were waiting.
Oh, man, yeah.
Because what happened was that when we went to see the Empire State Building on our anniversary night, when Jeremy went through security,
Don't take off the belt.
He can't take off his suspenders. Well, anyway, he lost.
I had my clown pants on.
Yes, clown pants, and he lost his keys. So we actually had to make an planned stop, unscripted planned stop yesterday, back at the Empire State Building to pick up the keys. So we had to wait.
The protocol was, we were told the wrong place to go. The protocol was to go to a different place. But she says, you know what? I see I'd have trouble walking, so I'll take you in myself.
But I was told that that's where we're supposed to go on the phone, so she may not have been right. I don't know. There could be miscommunication between two people telling us two different things. But anyway, we got the keys back, and that's the main thing. So there. But there was that. So that's there. So let's go on to food. Oh my gosh.
Now this is not, maybe other than the Greasy Spoon, it's not what we would normally run into in New York.
Uh-huh.
We specifically went to the nice restaurants.
Yeah,
which is not our speed.
Well, we didn't like. I wouldn't say we specifically. Well, we
would go to the Ukrainian restaurant.
Yeah,
sure.
I wanted to go. I wanted to go to the Ukrainian restaurant for sure. That was definitely something we had to try. I definitely wanted to go to one of the big delis. So we went to Sargent's Deli. We got some great hot pastrami sandwich.
Jewish
Jewish, good Jewish food. I had to have a lox and bagel, so we had that yesterday, for breakfast. But I wanted to have no chain restaurants at all, nada. I wasn't gonna do that in New York City.
3.2 miles.
So, because there's just no point doing that when those chain restaurants they have around there are stuff I can get in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But I feel spoiled. I've been eating actually pretty good, healthy, sometimes seriously home cooked meals. Sometimes it tastes like just healthier stuff, like the Court Square Diner that we went to had some delicious home cooked, freshly made bread. Oh, I love the fact they had freshly made bread there. There was, at Vasilka, the Ukrainian restaurant, I got to have borscht for the first time, and that actually was really good stuff. Jeremy, of course, doesn't like because he doesn't like beets, but that's his problem. But it was good. It was good. And the bread, again, the bread's fresh bread. I'd like to be able to get freshly baked bread every day. You know, that'd be great.
That's your department.
It's the whole, like, making it myself is the problem. You know, the lox and bagel at P.O. Bagels was delicious. We did have a New York pizza slice. We did order in for that, one day. That was pretty good. Sarge's Deli, again, they go crazy on the caraway on that rye bread. It was still awesome. We ended up going to this Chinese dumpling restaurant that's right across the street from the Empire State Building for our anniversary. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so good. And they had this Korean shoyu. I guess it's kind of a wine. It was more like a sake. That was so delicious. I can't even describe how delicious that was.
The two best liquors I ever had in my life. Better
So
than Bailey's,
good.
both of
So
them.
delicious.
They had a cognac in Switzerland.
That was
and
like,
sake.
that was so good.
Smooth.
It was so smooth, so delicious. And then, we weren't exactly planning on doing high-end sort of restaurants yesterday, but that's what we ended up doing. Oh well. But we went to the restaurant for lunch because we happened to be there at the One World Trade Center, and we ate right up on the top at the restaurant there. It had a lovely little salad, a nice salad there. That was delicious. And then we went to the Francis Tavern, which is, like I said, the oldest, building in Manhattan. Exit building. It's a historic building. It's where George Washington said his farewell address. It's where Alexander Hamilton was.
Government
House of,
the Articles of Confederation were there.
Right there, all that. Well, it is a working tavern restaurant, and we ate there for dinner.
In a quarter mile, keep left at the flag
That
to stay
chicken
on
pot pie was
995
probably
south.
the best I've ever had. And again, fresh ingredients all around. And the most delicious, dessert. This sticky toffee pudding. And it was like, oh man, so good. So, I've actually been eating pretty well because, we even went to this other place, off of Times Square just before we went to see our show,
Continue for 110 miles.
which was fun as a toll. Are they gonna let us just not an easy pass? New Jersey Turnpike.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-95 south.
Do we just pay with our card? Can we just do that?
I think we take a ticket here.
Oh, we just take a ticket?
Is that what happens?
I think so. Stop, take ticket, it says.
Where do I take the... Oh, here we go.
There's a ticket. Okay. We're on the New Jersey Turnpike. Fun times. Let's see.
Coming, Mac.
Alrighty. Okay. New Jersey.
Jackass. He's a jackass.
What else? But yeah, we had just this little. I just had this little
Continue for 109 miles.
sandwich just before we went to.
New Jersey does that too. That's
Oh,
a pretty good idea.
cool.
I really like that idea.
I did too. Just before a show, when we saw Hadestown. So the food very good, but what I liked is I felt like I ate better. We didn't eat fried food, it was home cooked or
Back to your swell in Jacksonville.
no. I need to eat better. I need to eat so much better. I really need to eat better. More salads, more fresh food. So that's the food, okay. Alright, other impressions. Before we came here, I heard stories. New York is so dangerous. It is dangerous, full of criminals. Yeah, it's a big city. They're going to have dangerous criminals. I didn't see any, but I'm sure they're around. It's full of homeless people. Yes, there's homeless people, but you know what? I didn't see any different than I see in Jacksonville. Really, no different at all. Were there some that asked us for money? Of course. No different than Jacksonville. There's some in the subway asking for money. That's fine. And I'm gonna say this: the ones in the subway asking for money were much more honest than the idiot scammers in Times Square. So, so they were more honest. So none of those fazed me at all. Seeing, sadly, some people having to lay around, on the steps of the subway steps or
in the bathrooms.
Or in the bathrooms.
Somebody's home.
Yeah. None of that fazed me because it is stuff we see in Jacksonville. Those are sad parts of the city. Those are problems that constantly continue, and it's things that we do need to deal with, and to make it better for them.
No rats.
I unfortunately didn't get to see any New York rats. I was hoping to at least see one and take a picture of it, but I did see a bunch of New York pigeons, so I got to take pictures of the pigeons. So there. Pigeons, yay.
One of them posed for a picture with us.
One of them did, when we were in Ellis Island area, the Statue of Liberty, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, props to the Statue of Liberty Cruises crew. They were good customer service out there as well. Very helpful folks.
Of course, the last landing was interesting.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing as far as good customer service. That last landing when we were landing back in Battery Park was the waves were getting a bit strong and the gangway was going up a bit and it was oh crap, and so literally it fell off and which made the boat rock a lot. We were holding on for dear life. That was crazy. So when we were getting off the gangway, they helped us off. They helped me off a lot. They're very kind about that. As far as other parts of the city, is it dirty? Yeah. It's there's trash.
Smell the garbage, man.
There's trash. Definitely trash on the streets.
That's not what I need to look at.
There's definitely trash on the streets. Some worse than others. Lower East Side, I thought, had a bit more trash than some of the other areas. It's more than Harlem. Even in the financial district there was a bit, but not as much. But you're gonna have that. It's a big city. Again, you got there's gonna be a bunch of trash. It happens. It does. It does. It happens. Subways. Riding them was an experience. The last time I rode in the subway was, back when I was in London. And that was over 30 years ago. So, but it didn't take us too much time to figure the subways. I think what took us a little more time was figuring the buses, because the buses did turn us around a bit. So there were several times that we were on the wrong bus, or the wrong direction of bus. And we found out, we're on the wrong side. That was no fun. But that happens, and that's just typical.
GPS doesn't work when you got it on buses.
That's the thing. GPS sometimes does not like to work when it needs to work for you, and we discovered that. As far as the way, it's interesting how the New York subway system is. Because the only other comparison I can make is to the one in London. In London, I remember they were cleaner. But that being said, London also has branding. London is all one branding. It's the tube, underground. They have it's all the same look. But New York, it's 3 independent subway lines that got consolidated together. So New York's unique in that regard. That each of the subways, each of the stations you get to, they're going to look different. They're unique. I think there's a uniqueness to that where sometimes the artwork is different in each one. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are more run down than others. But I was able to take pictures of some of the artwork I was able to see that was like really unique stuff. I wasn't able to, unfortunately, take pictures of all of it because most of the time we were like running, getting onto the stairs and getting to the platforms there. But really, I mean, some really fascinating artwork that they had in the subway tunnels, in the train tunnels, getting to the platforms. There is a grittiness, or I will say grunginess, to New York City in that regard. Even because they're older subway tunnels. But again, it's not bad. It is not bad. Anyone afraid to take the subway, don't be afraid to take the subway. It's fine.
Be smart.
Be smart about it. Know what you need, to do to go and,
Wear your purses at all times.
Yeah, hold your stuff with you, which I did. I made sure I kept my stuff with me. Always made sure I saw it there. That sort of thing. Keep aware of your surroundings, but it's fine. It's fine. You'll be okay on it. It really was fine. And don't stand too close to the platform, but not too far away too, because you do have to be a bit assertive, especially in rush hour where you gotta get on that train, especially anytime.
Crossing the street.
Across the street.
Getting a subway
car.
Yeah. Finding a chair to sit in if you need to.
Yeah.
Gotta be aggressive.
Another is subway. It is the best way. It is definitely the best way to get around New York City. There's absolutely no question. It really is. No one. The city cannot function without it. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Cannot function without the public transit.
I do not recommend taking a car around.
He does not recommend that. So definitely, there's that. So in some ways,
Where's the entire highlight of the trip?
What?
Buffalo pizza.
Buffalo pizza. Yeah, the other trip. We'll talk about Buffalo a little bit, but I want to get on my New York things out of the way here. I know there's another interesting aspect. I thought, I don't know, interesting. Because, what's the ambiance in New York City? There's different faces of it. But there is, one big, I would say, persistent, unifying, I would say branding, maybe? Unintentional branding of the city. Because in all the boroughs, it doesn't matter where it's at. You're finding graffiti everywhere. And, it's branding. I think it's branding, but it's art. Art is everywhere. It's part of New York. And that's fine. Again, where I live in Jacksonville, we see it all over the place, too. So, really, coming to New York, seems like, okay, this looks like, this doesn't look any different. It's fine. The graffiti, no problem. It's New York. Whatever. New York, what a city. Just, there's so much to think about. Because this video is really long. It's already 24 minutes, so I probably have some more other commentaries to make about all this, because this is just some impressions I have, but there's probably other stuff I'll say too. I'll get another video. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, but I'll have more to say later.